Merry Christmas!
Hi guys!
Yo.
So welcome back to our channel. So if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel to join the family. And don't forget that notification bell for our upcoming videos. So while we are wrapping the presents, we're gonna talk about the part 2 of our Fil-am married life. So that was gonna...
Yeah, I mean, it's Christmas. It's, happiest time of the year, so they say. So it's like, what a perfect time to talk about all the good things out of our marriage. Because like we said before, it wasn't like we were talking a lot about bad, but we talked a lot about like constructive things, problems we had, ways we dealt with that. We want to talk more about just like all the good that's come up from...
Yeah, so if you guys haven't watched our video, I'm gonna try to leave the link up here.
Yeah, and the
so
little
you
eye
see
in
the
the
part
corner.
1 of our video. So let's start.
Yeah, obviously one of the biggest things is different for most marriages and kind of goes with the Fil-am thing, is that we just allowed us to be together. So that's something that most people don't really get out of a marriage. They're probably already living together this day and age. Back in the old days, people didn't live together before they got married. Nowadays, people live together before they get married and they see each other every day. But for us, we were living on opposite ends of the planet. So marriage for us really allowed us to...
It is really different, like the opposite situation, and we have a different culture. We have different traditions.
Yeah.
So that's like a big thing that, how are we going to adjust on that? But we get through that.
Like, she's living in America, so obviously she's getting a lot of exposure. Now she's seeing how we do American Christmas and stuff. How is it so far for you?
It was great. But I can really tell that it's really different from Christmas in my country.
Yeah.
But it's great.
And what are some things you do in the Philippines that we don't do here, for example, for Christmas?
Oh, stay up till midnight, right?
Oh yeah, so they celebrate Christmas. I mean, a lot of our viewers are Filipinos, so you'll already know this, but Filipinos celebrate Christmas a lot of way how we celebrate New Year's, and they celebrate New Year's the same way too, but where you stay up till midnight Christmas Eve. Right?
So most of our viewers are Filipino. So what we do in the Philippines is we stay up till midnight, and we're gonna have our Noche Buena, which is like the dinner.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have dinner with the family.
Whereas
sometimes we like drink, chit chat with the relatives or cousins, or go over to my cousin's house and stuff like that before midnight.
I mean, that's something that is similar. It's a lot about family, right? Christmas.
Yeah.
You got to be with your family.
Yeah.
That's the same here. But we certainly have Christmas Eve parties and things like that. They might go till midnight. But it's not like a tradition to stay up till midnight. And what was funny, so like, especially for kids, so we were watching Jim Carrey's The Grinch. So we were watching it, and the two of the Who's are like, they wake up hearing the Grinch on the roof and they think it's Santa, and he's like, oh, it's Santa, go back to sleep. Yeah, well, she's like, what the heck? And I was like, yeah, that's like American tradition that Santa won't come unless you're asleep. So you have to be sleeping before midnight. You have to like go to bed. A lot of it's probably ways to get kids to go to sleep. Say what we mean by all this is like, this is an example of like how it's really nice mixing our cultures, because otherwise like you wouldn't know about that kind of stuff.
Yes.
You only get exposure through living with someone and noticing funny things they do or say. Or
when we were like driving, Trevor was like, remember that conversation?
You
were
really.
like, you were
Honestly.
like, it's just like random thing that he was like, I don't when we are about to get married, you were like, I don't think that our married life is gonna be same as we have when we are not married yet.
But okay.
So this is the story. He was like that, and then I was like, oh yeah, me too, because I was like, we have to be responsible and stuff. But the good thing is, our relationship from like being boyfriend girlfriend as now as married life is the same, still the same. We still have going out, dates.
Oh, well, I
and-
do remember you saying, like, yeah, isn't it great that we're still
Yeah,
going on
and
dates and whatnot, but...
yes, and you know, because most of the people are thinking that, oh, when you get married, everything's gonna change, you know. But still, we're still like best friends.
Oh, we can talk about, we were actually just talking about it today. It's, our viewpoint on money is like
Oh, financial thing.
a lot different than
Others.
I feel like other people, because a lot of people, married people we know, family and friends, you know, they have separate bank accounts and things like that, and we just have one joint account, and I just don't see the point in having a separate account, because then, like, you gotta figure out, oh, who's gonna pay this bill this month, whereas it's just like, the bill should all just come out of the joint account. And I know some people are like, well, you put enough in the joint account so that you can pay the bills, and then you have your own money. It's just like, why do I need to do all these hoops? Like, if I'm gonna buy something, I'm probably gonna tell Ayesha anyway. So it's like, why? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it. But like, it's different for other people, and I mean, we basically lived off of just my income for a while because you weren't able to work right when you got here. So, I mean, I guess it just takes someone like me to do this kind of marriage, because, like, it never even really occurred to me that, like, you know, we were basically just spending my money, because I always just thought of it as ours anyways. And so, like, now that she has an income, it's not like, oh, now you make money. It's like, oh, good, now we have more money. I don't really think of where the money's coming from. Or
it's our money. It's not like it's his money and it's my money. No, it's not.
So that's just, I guess, a nice thing for us. I guess it's good that we are both view money the same way, pretty much.
And then when I talked to Trevor about having my own account, and then so he was like, "Why do you want your own account?" So basically, we were like, "What are we gonna do? Are you paying this other bill and other that and other that?" So I was like, "Oh, okay. So we'll just use one account."
But you haven't even, like, it. So what's funny is, yeah, she'd asked me about getting her own account a long time ago. I'm like, yeah, you can if you want. I don't really see the point. And now she said to me today, she was like, why do people need separate accounts?
Yeah.
So, like, her mind's completely flipped over to...
Yeah.
I guess you weren't always on the same side as me, but, like, being married and experiencing it, you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Because when I was working, you know, I'm working with married people, so I kind of like, hey, do you guys have joint account or whatever? What do you guys do? Do you have your own account or whatever? Do you have your savings? And then my coworker was like, we have our own account, we have our separate account, we have our joint account. So our joint account is for bills. So after our paycheck, we're just gonna transfer money to our, you know, joint account and pay bills. And I was like, okay, why do you have to do that? Like, even if you could just use one account and pay the bills, you don't have to transfer money, right? So
it is, and I'm sure a lot of it's just from our experience.
it's just our own opinion, guys. So if you guys think about it in different way,
this is my question of the day. Maybe I'll start a thing. Tell us in the comment section, if you're married or in a long-term relationship, do you guys have a joint account? Do you have separate accounts? How do you manage your finances? And then also, even if you're not married, like, what do you plan on doing? How about that?
yeah.
Right? So remember how we were talking about, like, how everything's the same?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've talked about it before, but, like, we're a lot more mature, just individually and as a couple now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, before, we argued about the stupidest things, and I mean, yeah, we talked about that in the last video, like, but now we've been married almost a year, and so we can, you know, this is again a great time to talk about this video, because you get a little bit of issues right when you get married or early in your relationship, but like, now that we've been married a while, it's just, I feel like we don't argue as much.
If we do, it's gonna be fixed by
Yeah,
like in
and it's
1
usually
minute.
again, it's something stupid, But like before, it'd be something stupid, and it would be like a full out war against each other. It would feel like, and so I feel like we've learned to deal with each other's quirks as part of it. You know.
And then we kind of like deal with each other. Like, you know, we don't just like, oh, okay. You know, sometimes if that is his opinion, so okay. You know, you don't have to argue with it.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree. Just learn to not have to like prove each other wrong, or which that's really hard for me because I always want to be right.
Yeah.
And I'm always wrong.
Well, so if that's the case, so he was like, okay, that's your opinion, okay. And then this is what I'm saying. And then sometimes we're just gonna end up, oh, by the way, you're right. So, okay, next one is about what? Oh, doing chores. Like, that's a real big thing for me.
Which is funny, that was not your top love language, but when we were doing premarital counseling. Now, like, I do, like, the smallest thing, and she's like, oh, I love you.
Yeah, you guys. Because I really love, like, our bed made, like, whenever, you know, I really love it when he does that. At least even it's not perfect, like, how I want it to be done but at least he exerted an effort of that.
See how she just said that? This is not a normal person. It's not really how I would have done it. It's really kind of a cruddy job on the bed, but, you know, at least he tried.
I really appreciate what he does. And then, if he's off, I like it how he asked me, was like, do you want me to run some errands for you? If I'm off, like, that's the one that I like about him, because he's...
Well, otherwise I'm just going to stay at home and play video games.
Yeah.
So I don't want to...
So at least
and I want some time to do that, but I don't want to do it all day.
Sometimes, so he was, like, asking me if there's something I wanted to be done if I'm working and he's off. So I found it cute, guys.
Well, she's learned about me, too, something that I'm very bad at, like... I can find the obvious things, like, you know, make the bed for her because I know that makes her happy and things like that, but I'm not good at, like, oh, this chore needs to be done, I'm gonna go do it.
I have to tell him, like...
But if she tells me, I'm gonna do it. Like, I always say, to anyone who's living with me, I'm like, hey, if you leave a note with something for me to do, I will have it done by the end of the day.
We always do the last minute.
Doesn't really matter when it gets done. It'll be done before you get home. we notice when somebody's doing too much. Usually it's her. Like, I'll be like, hey, I'm doing the dishes because you cooked dinner. And I'm like, oh, that's really nice. And sometimes I'll try to still do the dishes because I'm like, no, you've been done a lot this week. So, like, we really try to balance each other out. We're not like, oh, thank God, she's doing everything. Let me just kick back and put my feet up. I mean, some nights I do that. But that's only if I'm really tired.
Yeah, especially if I get off early and I'm home, like, you know, early than him, and then he just got home. So even at work for that day, I will just clean the dishes because he just got home. He wanted to take a rest or just ate his dinner or whatever. So, yeah, there's no big deal. We still have, like, time to, like, go with their friends or whatever.
Yeah, like,
I don't really mind.
It's not, but that's what staying on top of chores and being aware of each other's needs does, you know. So that's a big plus of being married. It's like, it's not all you. Like, neither of us have really lived alone, but if you live alone, then, you know, you have to make sure you have dinner for the night. You have to make sure your laundry's done. Whereas when you're married, you have somebody else to check and balance you. And whether you ask them to or not, you know, it's going to get done, right?
I'm sorry about background, guys. It's really messy.
It's just bags. So the nice part about, like, Christmas messes is it never looks dirty. It just looks like Christmas to me. Like a bunch of wrapping paper and stuff everywhere. Oh, one thing for me, like, I've said it before to her that, like, I wouldn't be in the job I am right now if it wasn't for her. And that's like, I have my problems with the job I have, but like overall I like it a lot. And I wouldn't have had the dedication to go through with it all the way if not for her. So like, I feel like she just makes me the best me I could be, because before, that's super corny, I'm sorry. But it's the truth. I mean, before I met her, I was pretty lazy. I wasn't really have a big plans for my life. I kept trying to plan things for my life, but they were all just kind of pipe dreams. Like, it wasn't until I met her that I made like a realistic goal for myself, and then I went out and I, achieved that goal. And, I'm pretty happy.
I kind of like how he supported me for what I wanted to do, like when I was like looking for a job and I have this like a lot of options, and he's been supportive, and he was like, whatever you wanted to do, is this what you really wanted to do, or it's just because of the pay that you can get or whatever, don't think about that. And I love that about him, because he's just supporting me, like he's giving some ideas that I never thought it would be matter. I feel like I know everything, but I don't. So, because I wanted to really help him bring money to our family, because we wanted to save and we were paying bills and stuff like that. And I kind of really like, I just wanted to work for this, and we can pay bills, and I can just look for what I wanted to do. That's my thinking before, but I was like, am I just wasting my time? Why can't I just do it right now while earning money and loving what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I was thinking straight, but Trevor's kind of guided me, hey, you're not, so.
That's so dramatic. But yeah, I mean, and she did the same thing for me. Is like, you want to support your partner whatever they want, and like, you have to make decisions for that's best for both of you, but you want to make sure that your partner's not like sacrificing something.
Yeah.
And like, to a certain degree, yeah, you make sacrifices, but you don't want to like sacrifice your life. You have to like enjoy what you do enough to like want to keep doing it. But yeah, I mean, I'm down to do the career I have. I still have some pipe dreams for us.
Yeah, and then we wanted to be in that situation that we can able to do that, but not right very soon, because
if that never happened, I'd be fine just doing what I'm doing now. And like a lot of people in the career that I'm in retire when they're 50.
That is the best.
Like most people retire when they're 65. So like being able to retire in your 50s, that's pretty great. You kind of need to, because it's a physical job, so you can't. And we already have plans to buy a house in the Philippines and have a house in America, and then live parts of our lives in the Philippines, and that'll lower kind of the cost of living for parts of it. So like, yeah, I mean, I think an early retirement is definitely realistic.
Thinking,
yeah, it's within reason, for sure. So that's cool.
Okay.
So going on dates, I feel like I would go a step further and say like dates are better when you're married, because, or even just any committed relationship, I guess that could apply, but I would say even when you're married, because for one thing, when you're married, you're just in that day-to-day grind, going to work. So when you have a date, once a month or every so often, to break up that endless cycle of work, it's so relieving.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, you know each other so well that you can always have conversations.
Yeah.
Whereas like first dates,
even random thing, we talk about every time we go on dates. We have like random topic that just like
Yeah,
come
or
up,
just gossip
you know?
from work.
Gossip from work.
You can always talk about work. You always have something to talk about with each other. Whereas like first dates, it's like so awkward, and you're just like trying to figure out what to say, and you want to act cool or whatever. And yeah, when you're married, there's no pressure. You're not trying to impress each other. You're just talking. You're just with your best friend, basically.
Yeah. It's good. I thought the word chica, was like, babe, I have chica for you. So it was like,
you taught it to me, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, what's a chica? Is it from work or from where? So sometimes I talk about random people.
Because when I first heard that, I was like, isn't that like Spanish for girl? I didn't. Now I get that it's like the gossip. So yeah, I'm always like, babe, I need some new chica. What you got for me?
Oh my god.
What's your new work chica? Your new family chica? What's up?
Yeah.
Final thing that I can think of right now, when I'm having a bad day. You had a bad day.
Babe.
Sorry, that song just came in my head. When I'm having a bad day or a long day, or even just a normal day, just like at the end of it, all I can think is, thank God I get to go home to my wife.
Oh.
So,
it's so sweet. I'm so touched.
There's no other feeling like it. It's hard to explain, but just that feeling of knowing you're going home.
Yeah. I got excited.
And it's not about where you're going, it's about who you're going home to.
Oh, it's so sweet. I'm about to cry.
Sure.
I know.
The whole point of this video is just we're super happy. Like, yeah, I'm pretty much the happiest now I've ever been. I just feel like we've settled into a nice routine, I guess.
Yeah, routine.
And
we settle in nice.
I feel like I was always afraid of like a routine, or was I? I don't know. But like, it's not really something to be afraid of. It's like, it's nice. It gives your day some balance, and then like when fun things happen, it just makes them all the more exciting. And but above all else, we're super early in our marriage, so I'm sure things are just we'll have lots more stories to tell you. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for chatting with us for a little bit, hanging out, learning a little bit about our married life and how wonderful it is, and how happy we are.
Don't get scared to get married, guys. It's not scary at all. So thank you guys for watching in our in the part 2 of our How's Our Married Life. So hope you guys enjoy it, and hope you guys know a lot about us. About our...
Yeah, hopefully you'll know a little bit more each video, and
we're gonna try to make fun videos, not just sitting down videos, because I noticed that we have like a lot of sitting downs.
This video had been a long time in the coming though. We're not doing a lot of like vacations right now. We're trying to save, and I'm busy with work. She's busy with work. So we haven't had a lot of travel videos, but something I've really wanted to bring back is Ayek&trev compete.
So basically we're doing a challenges, to each other, competing to each other. So we're gonna try to make that video. Yeah. And for our next video.
The first one was the Bean Boozled challenge, doing wacky punishments and stuff like that. We want to bring that back and do some more stuff like that.
Yes. So hopefully guys wait for that videos, and we'll see each other guys maybe next year.
Yeah, see you next year.
See you next year. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye guys. Thank you for watching.